Shows you what a good sommelier Matt Young is. We actually held him over to another inning. Coming up, Vic Perino will be right around the corner, but we want to get that website from Major League Baseball superstar Matt Young. He's on many teams. Today, Jay Johnstone played on many. Matt Young didn't play on quite as many, but if we get him back into a game, and the Dodgers are looking at Matt Young again to bring him back in because their bullpen really stinks. What's the site here for the World Cabernet ranking so we can check it out, or Red, White, and Blues Jazz Club? Do you have that?
Yeah, Red, White, and Blues, REDWHITEBLUEZZ.com.
Oh, Blues, BLUZZ.com. Gotcha. That's good. And back in the day when you had a pitcher that was like struggling like George Sherrill, didn't they used to call him, and I wish they'd bring this phrase back, the mop-up man? So when a team is like losing 13-1, that's when you put Sherrill in to try to gain some confidence back?
Usually they call him kerosene.
That's what I'm saying. The arson squad is what I used to call them.
Yeah, that was unfortunately, I think I've been in bullpens named the arson squad too. It's just,
Hey, you go through mental times during the season, right?
Absolutely, and sometimes you try and do too much. Sometimes it's just frustrating. It really is frustrating but there's no worse time when you're in the middle of it. So.
I know, and you want to get their confidence back. All right, so Matt, thanks so much for being with us, buddy. We're going to find out about that's tomorrow night. We can't talk about it enough. You're going to come back and give us the results.
I'll come back, or Russ. Maybe
we want you in the studio. Get in the studio here.
Maybe Russ and I will come in the studio. And
bring in the top winner.
You're our number one. You're our ace, okay, Matt? We're going to call you our ace.
I'm bringing the Arroyo Isley, the O2 Arroyo Isley cab.
Oh, see? I told you he's our ace.
There you go.
We now, for all the sommeliers we've on the show, Matt Young is our ace here on this program. Thanks.
I know I threw the hardest.
Hey, there you go. Hey, Matt, thanks for joining us.
All right, there he goes. Guys. There's Ace Matt Young, and that's going to be a good event. Now, coming up next year, and Vic, we appreciate you hanging on there. Vic Perino is here from Colombo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, located in Los Angeles, Eagle Rock to be exact. Welcome,
Mike.
How are you, Vic?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're the consummate guy that when you come into your restaurant and you go into Colombo's, you're like the guy that meets you. It's kind of like old meets new because you got all these wonderful, you got jazz and you got good stuff going on and great food and everything. But you're kind of like a throwback a little bit to the days when you really felt special when you walked into a restaurant. You take care of it. You get somebody at the right table. You know the person that's there. You kind of know what they like to order. That's good stuff.
Well, I think so. We try to make Colombo's. We call Colombo's the neighborhood place that you wish was around the corner from you, and we try and make sure that every guest that comes in knows that this is their place as well.
Now, give us some history, because Colombo's wasn't just in the Eagle Rock area. You were many years in the downtown Los Angeles area. Tell us the story.
Well, Mike, we're going to celebrate our 56th year in business coming up this August. That will be 26 years in Eagle Rock current location. And before that, my aunt and uncle established a restaurant on 8th and Figueroa in 1954.
On 8th and Figueroa in 1954 was the opening year.
That's it.
And so you moved out of L.A. just because, they redeveloped downtown and all that stuff, and then you're now in the Eagle Rock area.
Yeah, well, my uncle was 84 back in 1984, and they were being pushed out by redevelopment. The neighborhood changed, not necessarily for the best, and so they thought they'd retire. So in January, they sold the property, closed the restaurant, and retired up to their home in Highland Park. And 2 months later, a friend of theirs said, there's this place right down the hill from you. Got to take a look at it. The guy wants out. So my uncle was back in the restaurant business. My aunt was not too crazy about that. She was looking forward to a gentle retirement and found herself back in the throes of the restaurant business. And we've been there 26 years now. Unbelievable.
And when you come there, you're open, 7 days a week?
Yeah, we're open 7 days a week, starting with breakfast at 8 a.m. We serve breakfast through lunch. So at 2 o'clock, you can still get sausage and eggs if that's what you want. And then we switch to our dinner menu around 4 o'clock and go from there. And we have a light eater, so to speak, bar menu for people that just want to.
And a full bar, ladies and gentlemen. When you walk in, there's a full bar there. There's a banquet room. But let's go over some of the items on the lunch and the dinner menu. Give us an idea of some of the specialties you have.
Well, we like to start out with my uncle's, we call it Sam's Original Lasagna. It's a mixture of Italian sausage, ground beef, ricotta cheese, Parmesan, a little mushroom in there. And it's served a little different than you'll see it anywhere else. When we roll the lasagna, we serve it 4 pieces. People really enjoy the look of it. Chicken Parmesan, my uncle's recipe again, is probably the favorite chicken dish on the menu.
Chicken Parmesan, that's the leader there, okay?
And one of the things that I brought back that my uncle used to do many years ago was his charbroiled meatball steak, Mike. And
a charbroiled meatball steak?
Yes. It sounds strange, but it's not meatballs just kind of mushed together. It's actually a ground beef type shape, oblong. It's got the meatball mix, and then it's charbroiled. So
I got to try that. Hang on, Vic. Can you hang on with us? You're not on an AT&T cell phone, are you?
No.
Okay, good, because we're having a little trouble, a little clip, but maybe we can get that cleaned up here in the break. We're going to hang here with Vic, because he also, ladies and gentlemen, in our bullpen here on the What's Cooking Show and Mike and Paul's bullpen, is also an ace. We're going to hold him over for an extra inning. This is pretty good, Paul.
Boy, on the salivation meter, I think we're at a 10.
Yeah, and when we
is there a word salivation?
Yeah, I think it's okay. It's fine. The salivation meter, we're on a 10, ladies and gentlemen. You're coming up. You're in a good form today.
I think we're getting ready for lunch.
Get some of that pirate booty and head over for some salivation meter checks. We'll be right back. CRN